Hey everybody, it's long overdue for some updates. Spring has finally sprung. I have lots of projects I want to get working on. So I'll keep this video to the point. Let me show you what I'm working on today. The new Jeep sitting in there. I'll have more updates on that, but it's just kind of sitting there doing nothing right now. I am making frame repairs. So I have a bunch of old miscellaneous damaged sections of frames, and I'm putting all of them together to make one good frame. I wanted to show you some of the damaged sections that I'm repairing. Some common areas you might have issues with as well are the shock mounts. I had a couple break off and they just rust out. The one frame I got, these were missing, so I got these from Kaiser Willys, and got the threaded on kind, so we don't have to worry about the squishing, the bushing, and the pin. So those are weld on, bolt on, however you want to do it. Kaiser also sells the rivet kits to put the original factory rivets back on. Then moving over here, as you know, these spring frame mounts go bad. They always seem to rust out in here where these bushings, the sleeves get super thin, so they are bolt on, weld on as well. I'm just using bolts, and then I welded it about how the factory ones are welded, and you can also do rivets on them as well. The rear cross member on this frame was toast, so I welded another one in from a good frame that I had sitting here. So this is an original. Kaiser does sell replacement. I think this piece and that cross member are sold separately, so you can get all the different parts you need. They also sell just the frame ears from about here back for all four corners. But here's the piece I'm most excited about. If you've worked on these much, you know the rear cross members are almost always destroyed. So this one has 2 layers on it, and I've straightened these out and welded in patch panels. You can spend all day making one of these, and it's still not as good as the original. So well, this one could be saved, and I've worked on worse. This one's pretty straight, but it's just rotted out. So save yourself the work. I got this one from Kaiser as well, and it's beautiful. I've never actually had a new one of these in my hands, and I am very excited to just bolt it on, weld it up, and be done with it. They also have the drawbar or pintle plate. I guess it goes like this. So that gets welded on after it's installed, and just saves so much time. It's really well made. They smoothed everything out. It's the same gauge thickness of steel as the original, and I'm gonna put it on the back of the frame here, and then I can start priming. This frame's been sandblasted sitting here for about a week, so it's starting to get a little surface rust. So get that thing on there and get her primed. All the part numbers for the Kaiser parts that I'm using on this frame will be in the video description, and I also pressed in new bushings in those spring eyes already. So good stuff, and it's really not that expensive. If you punch your time in, you spend 7 hours replacing or fixing that rear valance. It's not cost effective, and it's never going to be quite as good as a new replacement. So just something to keep in mind. I have struggled over the years with just being cheap and cobbling together stuff, but when you actually start putting these things in your cart, you realize how quick and easy it will be to just grind those perches off, weld new ones on, and not mess with them. So live and learn. Cross member is installed. Everything's wiped down and ready for primer. So fit perfect. You can see I don't have any bolts or rivets in those holes yet, but everything lined up just as it should. Tied it in with the drawbar brace or pintle brace, and it's ready to go. So here's the part where you would decide if you're going with rivets or bolts. I welded the top and the bottom just on the top, or on the leading edge, and then just have bolts in it to get everything lined up. So I've traditionally just used bolts on everything. and it's been fine. So let's get some primer on this thing. First coat of primer is on. It's looking pretty good. Alright, end of day update with the Kaiser Willys frame parts. Everything's welded, bolted, primed, ready to go. So we got the spring hangers, rear crossmember, and shock mounts. So this thing is looking better than it has in many years. This frame was in really rough shape, so ready to get welded on to our other frame. Now this frame has no more rust. It's all painted up and straight and ready to go and get added to our project. Be sure to check out the description of this video for all the parts links for any frame parts I've used on this project, and be sure to use the code RedEyeGarage10 at checkout to save 10% on your Kaiser Willys order. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.